Hello, my name is Sunday Anani. I have some questions that some people have sent to me, and I want to just quickly answer them. The first one here is a question asked by a lady. She said, if you have been led to a brother since 3 years ago, but you haven't heard any response from him, what should you do? Now, I'm going to answer this question on the assumption that you have told the brother, the man in question, because you said, and you haven't had any response from him. So that's for me suggests that you have already told him. Now, if you're a lady and you are led to a man that you feel you want to get married to, and the person has not gotten back to you in 3 years, to be honest with you, that's a long time to wait. So if you have done it through the church, it's not likely that you'll be waiting for 3 years to get a response. The church will probably, step in to suggest that the person is probably wasting your time and that you should move on. So, but it appears to me that you are probably told the person directly yourself and not giving you a response for 3 whole years. My advice remains a piece of advice. You do not have to take it, but I will suggest to you that 3 years is a lot to wait for someone whom you have told you want to marry. So my advice for you is this: ask yourself. The truth is, if God has led you, is God really interested in you waiting for this long before you get a response from the person? When last did you hear from the person at all? Do you even talk on a normal basis? And when last did you check up to say, okay, this thing I told you, what's your response to it? But on a general note, 3 years is a lot, and I advise you go back to God in prayers and be really sure that you are led. At times, we think that we are led, but we may be the one just wanting the thing that God did not really lead us to, right? I'm not saying you are not led, but 3 years is a lot. Go back to God and pray over this again and be really sure. Let me tell you something. Being led to a person does not mean that person must say yes to you. The person can come back tomorrow and say no. It does not mean that you will never get married. It does not mean that you will never find another man that will just be suitable for you in marriage. So there are a lot of God's will in quotes, right? But sometimes we get fixated on somebody and say, God led me, God told me, and all of that. So go back to God in prayers, seek clarity. Then in addition to that, you can also speak to your leaders. If you have somebody that you are accountable to, tell them about this and let them also advise you. They may call on the person and say, hey, this lady told you this. Why has there been no response? It may just surprise you that the person has even forgotten and he has even moved on with his life. So ask questions and you just may find the right answer. So in summary, speak to somebody, go back to God and pray, and be sure that you are really led. And if the wait is getting too long, you can look away and ask and tell God to settle you. Settling you does not mean that person in particular must come to say yes. God can settle you in another way that he desires. So don't, in quotes, waste your time, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. So what end really? So that's my advice for you. I hope you find this useful. Thank you for watching. Do share this. Bye.